Hello students, welcome to today's lectures on AGM 312 Agricultural Mechanization Study Section 4. The title of today's topic is Agricultural Field Mechanization and Equipment. Introduction. Soil is one of the most precious natural resources. Proper soil management is the key to sustainable agricultural production. Soil management involves some essential practices such as proper amount and type of tillage, maintenance of soil organic matters, maintenance of proper nutrients supply for plants, avoidance of soil contaminations, maintenance of correct soil acidity, and control of soil losses. All these practices depend on soil type, soil texture, slope, as well as the crops that are grown on the soil. This study section, you will be introduced to the definition of tillage practices, objectives of tillage, classification and type of tillage, tillage implement, and the adverse effect of frequent deep tillage in the soil. Learning outcome for study section 4. On completion of this study section, you should be able to define tillage and state its objectives, itemize and describe tillage implements used for various tillage operations, describe and explain how a planter works. Definition of tillage. Tillage system are a sequence of operations that manipulate the soil in order to produce a crop. Such operations include seedling, planting, fertilization, pesticide application, harvesting, and residue chopping or shredding. It's a mechanical manipulation of the soil to produce favorable conditions for crop production. This consists of breaking the compact surface of earth to certain depth and to loosen the soil masses so as to enable the roots of the crop to penetrate and spread into the soil. Objective of tillage. There are few objectives of tillage, which are to obtain deep seed bed suitable for different types of crops, to add more humus and fertility to soil by covering with vegetation, to destroy and prevent weeds during the course of growing, to aerate the soil for proper growth of crops, to increase water absorption capacity of the soil, to destroy the insects, pests and their breeding places, and as well as to reduce the soil erosion. Classification and types of tillage. There are two main classes of tillage operations. We have the primary tillage and the secondary tillage operation. The primary tillage, it consists of initial major soil working operation. It is normally designed to reduce soil strength, cover plant materials, and rearrange aggregates. The operation performed to open up and cultivate lands with view to prepare a seed bed for growing crops is known as primary tillage. While secondary tillage operations follow primary tillage operations, which are performed to create proper soil tilth for seeding and planting. These are lighter and finer operations performed on the soil after primary tillage operations. Secondary tillage operation consists of conditioning the soil to meet the different tillage levelers, to meet different tillage objectives of the farm. The implements used for secondary tillage operation are called secondary tillage implements. They include different types of harrows, cultivators, levelers, sighted crushers, and similar implements. Also, tillage operation can be on-season tillage, that is, tillage operation performed at the start of the cropping season, or off-season tillage, which are the operation carried out during fallow or non-crop period. We also have specialized type of tillage operation. As the name refers, these tillage operations are carried out on special objectives, on special purposes. Tillage implements. We have different tillage implements ranging from plowing implements, harrow implements, and field cultivators. Plant implement buries green or dried materials, losing the soil so that other implements can operate, remove or delay composition with weeds, and roughen the soil surfaces. Then planter. The planting operation is one of the most important cultural practices associated with crop production. Increases in crop yield, cropping reliability, cropping frequency, and crop return all depends on the uniform and timely establishment of optimum plant population. Planting machineries can be broadly classified on the basis of combination, where applicable, of the number of rows planting in one pass of the machine, the method of attachment to and type of power source used to propel the machine, and lastly the type of planting machine based on the resultant planting pattern. Type of planters. We have we have four distinctive broadly classification of planters. We have the broadcast planters, we have the drill planters, we have the precision planters, then we have the dribble planters. Broadcast planters randomly distribute seeds on the soil surface as the seeds are deposited on the soil surface. An additional operation such as harrowing may be needed to cover the seeds. Then for the drill planter, they randomly drop seeds in furrows to form definite rows of established plants. This type of planter uses a mass flow type seed meter and is extensively used for the establishment of both rain and harmattan crops where there is no need to place plants equidistant down the row. We also have precision planters. Precision planters accurately place single seed or groups of seeds almost equidistant apart along the furrow. They are typically used to plant crops that required accurate control of plant population and spacing between and along the rows. And lastly, we have the dibble planter. Dibble planters place a seed or a number of seeds in discrete holes rather than furrows. Dug the seedbed, typically, although not necessarily, the holes are equally spaced and aligned so as to form rows. Hand-operated dribble planters are commonly used to establish crops in small-scale, low-resources agricultural crop production. Thank you for listening. We've come to the end of today's class.